Viva MK Labour Desk, viva!
Viva!
Viva Raptu, viva!
Viva!
Ladies and gentlemen, I greet you in the name of the revolution. My name is Allen Simphiwe Ngobo, and it means absolutely nothing. What is more important than my name is what I'm here to do, and most of all is what direction we need this to go, and most of all what we want for our country and the future of the laborers, the workers, the employees, those that are used by the users or employers to progress their economic means, leaving us with nothing in our hands. Section 38 of Act 108 of 1996, the Constitution of our land, dictates that everyone has the right to firstly approach a competent court alleging that a right has been infringed. It further goes ahead to list in that section those who can approach such courts and competent forums, commissions, and councils. Further, ladies and gentlemen, out of that, in the Bill of Rights, there is Section 23 of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution of the land, which dictates, promulgates, or depicts our rights as employees. Those rights include, among others, the right favored by most, the right to strike. The right that I'm not against if it's conducted or catered to properly. But when improperly administered, the right to strike becomes a weapon that the employers can use against us. And that has crippled many an employment or a career of most of us. And also, Section 22 of the Constitution of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution of our land depicts our right to freely trade or to freely participate in our economy. Unfortunately, this proves untrue, and such a right in itself, as part of the Constitution, has been demeaned or belittled. But I so hope, and I have always threatened, that one day, a day or a moment shall be seen by us where we are freely allowed, or we are allowed to freely create our own trades. As employees of this beautiful land we so love, we are faced with many challenges. Challenges which have been outlined in this conference and priorly outlined in many forums where we've been allowed to exercise our rights and sometimes to exercise our freedom of speech. Ladies and gentlemen, I say this as a preamble to the MK Labour Desk policy document, which I'm about to tabulate. This I say, ladies and gentlemen, for us to realize the need to unite across all sectors, across political denominations, across every part of the spectrum of our land. It is very important for us all those employed, non-employed, and for those who employ us, if the color of our skin permits us to see one another as belonging together, regardless of where we are placed, regardless of the fact that you are placed in a position of an employer or the position of an employee, we should see each other as brothers and sisters and start fighting together. But for that to happen, the employers have got to realize, in fact, we have to compel them, those of us of African descent who employ us, have to be compelled to realize that you are not their slaves. I have written a few documents relating to slavery, labor brokering, and even the law which we administrate, where I've always pointed out the term employ as meaning to use. So the term employer relates or means user. So the term employee relates to being used or AUC. There is a question that I asked in one of the commissions, where I asked, when does your hand become your tool? Because employees are extensions of the employer. Case in point, if Mr. Ngobo is given a task, or his company is given a task to guard a hospital, Mr. Ngobo is one man, he cannot guard the whole hospital. He hires or brings his brothers and sisters who are security guards to take care of that institution. Those security guards should not be considered as tools or items to be used by Mr. Ngobo, but they are extensions of Mr. Ngobo. Thus, in terms of the law, they are Mr. Ngobo. Because each mistake they make attracts a penalty to Mr. Ngobo. If they were tools, Mr. Ngobo would be asked to throw them away, but they attract a punishment for him, meaning they're an extension of his persona in that particular company. Thus, they should be given the respect, not that they deserve, but the one that Mr. Ngobo deserves. The MK Labor Desk policy dictates that the MK Labor Desk policy document for all sectors in South Africa. Table of contents to the Labor Desk policy. Preamble. 2. Vision and mission. Scope and applicability. Legal framework. Principles and core values. Membership. Representation. Dispute resolution. Health and safety. Equality, diversity, and inclusion. Equality, diversity, and inclusion. Equality. Training and development. Training and development. Where most employers fail the employees. Ethics and accountability. Admission, membership and affiliation. Policy review and amendment should the need arise. Preamble. This policy document serves as a framework for the operation of the MK Labor Desk across all sectors in South Africa. It aims to promote workers' rights, social justice, equitable economic participation in line with the Constitution of South Africa and the International Labour Organization's standards and principles. Our vision is to create a fair, just workplace for all workers in South Africa, fostering unity, respect, and dignity. Our mission is to represent, advocate for workers' rights, improving working conditions, building sustainable relationships with employers, government, and other stakeholders. Our scope and applicability. This policy applies to all trade union members, MK Labour Desk members, representatives, affiliates across various sectors in South Africa, including but not limited to mining, manufacturing, security, the public sector, amongst a few education, healthcare, agriculture, and the informal economy. The legal framework to this. The MK Labour Desk and trade unions also aligned federations here too shall operate in accordance but not without limit to the following laws. The Constitution of the Land, Act 108 of 1996, the Labour Relations Act 66 of 1995, Basic Conditions Act 75 of 2007, the Employment Equity Act, the one that governs issues of equity and dignity, Occupational Health and Safety Act, and relevant conventions ratified by South Africa. Principles and core values. Democracy. Decisions are made through inclusive and participatory processes. Transparency. Operational and financial activities are open and accountable, so that we don't accuse of the heinous activities some accuse us of. Solidarity, promoting unity amongst workers regardless of sector or region. Equity, advocating for fair treatment and addressing systemic inequalities. Membership to the MK Labour Desk is open to all workers across sectors willing to lawfully abide to the Constitution of the MK Labour Desk and affiliated unions and organizations which also ascribe to the policies and principles of the desk. Equal membership rights, including the right to vote and stand for leadership. Membership fees and financial transparency will be strictly monitored and disclosed. Representation and collective bargaining. It shall be the mandate of the MK Labour Desk, along with member unions and affiliate trade unions federations, to advocate for fair wages, benefits and working conditions, negotiate collective agreements with employers on behalf of members. Promote sectoral bargaining to reduce fragmentation and strengthen workers' power. To promote sectoral bargaining and reduce fragmentation and strengthen workers' power. Solidarity, ladies and gentlemen. Together we stand. United we stand. Divided we fall. Dispute resolution shall be catered to in an established, clear procedural manner for handling workplace disputes, grievances, and disciplinary action. An engagement with commissions, councils, courts, and all other reputable institutions that will help the desk to further its cause. Health and safety. We will ensure compliance with health and safety standards in all workplaces, providing training on workplace safety and accident prevention. Equality, diversity, and inclusion. Combat discrimination based on race, gender, disability, sexual orientation, or other forms of heinous applications of the law by employers to ensure that others either do not qualify or are disenfranchised in opportunities to which they are rightfully entitled. Training and development, where most employers fail us. Facilitate skills development programs for members, promote awareness of workers and labor laws. Ethics and accountability, maintain high ethical standards in leadership. Regularly audit financial reports and provide members with detailed reports. Establish a code of conduct for union officials and all members. Admission and affiliation. Membership shall be determined by the council. Referral fees and commission for member recruitment will be established through a mutual consultative process. This policy and its memorandum of understanding will be implemented in alignment with constitution, policies and regulations of MKLD, RAF2 and the MK Party. Organizational affiliations will be centered on advocacy for working class rights, economic justice and dispute resolution. Affiliation is open to unions, labor relations practitioners, legal practitioners, and other like-minded individuals or organizations that affirm their intention to align with these objectives. The policy shall be democratically reviewed every 5 years or upon need, and amendments can be proposed by members and require a majority vote at General Assembly to ensure alignment with evolving labor laws and social economic conditions. The end. Ladies and gentlemen, the aim to this policy, the overall aim, is to ensure labor solidarity in our country, to bring us together, to ensure that we have at least a mere guideline into each other's circle of operations. Ladies and gentlemen, our strength lies in each other. More than anything that we do, we seek to protect one another. We seek each to protect the other. The protection of ours is within ours. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.